Hello guys, this is another episode of English Chit Chat ฝึกฟังภาษาอังกฤษ 90% where I speak 90% in English so you can practice listening and interacting in English here only at ฝรั่งอังโม Hi How's it going you all? It's been a week. It's only been not even a week, only a few days after we met last live.And now we are back at it again at Farang Angmo Facebook and YouTube channel. For every episode of English Chit Chat, you know this. You and me are going to temporarily forget all the fear of making mistakes and just trying to use English because I myself always make mistakes.You guys know this too. So English Chit Chat is number one for me to get over my fear of making mistakes. And number two, hopefully it can encourage you to get over yours as well. And to see that we can talk, we can understand and communicate just fine, right? I hope so. คุณปัทนพลพัฒนพลใช่ไหมคะ Yeah คุณสมาลี Hiอุ้ยคุณแย้มค่ะ We have so many beautiful followers. I mean, you guys are all beautiful. Yeah. So welcome to another live episode. Welcome you all. It's great to see you virtually once again. Yes, คุณแย้มบอกว่า Yes, just a few days, right? I miss you guys so much. That's why I'm always here for you.So you're always here for me. So yeah, I think we just saw each other on Thursday with Rosie. Cool Rosie. Amazing. The sweetest person I've ever known in my life. Probably one of the sweetest. I probably have to say that. So had a great fun and I hope to continue the sessions more. So stay tuned for that. But today, ladies and gentlemen,สวัสดีค่ะคุณพิมี่ สวัสดีค่ะคุณแก้ว followers เราสวย alright anyway today ladies and gentlemen I want to talk a little bit about productivity and I know we talk a lot about productivity self development somehow and I don't know something that could develop your performance at work and in life a little bit more because I'm super into this kind of thing and I hope you understand and bear with me จริงๆคืออะไรสนใจเองนะคะ yeah great to see you guys สวัสดีค่ะ now I have a few questions for the start that I really wish to talk about with you guys อยากคุยเรื่องนี้มากๆเลยนะคะ so I want to ask a few questions first.Number one is, who wants to be more productive? Yes, anybody? Me, that is. If you want to be more productive, maybe can you type productive in the comment and let me know so I can see your face. Whoever wants to be productive. พิมพ์คำว่า productive มาให้หน่อยนะคะ Me. Sarah said, this topic is for me.I know, right? I'm super into this and I hope you understand because I always read the articles and books and listen to podcasts, watch YouTube videos, researches, reading research papers about, the brain development, the how we can be at peak performance at the things that we do, how we can hack the brain.The habits and all these things, the behavior. So I think this should be fun, right? ใครที่อยาก productive มากขึ้นพิมพ์ productive เข้ามาค่ะ productive. Who wants to be more productive? I think I want to be more productive, especially during this time of the year, not of the year, but of our global.decade where we feel most distracted, restless, difficult to focus. Yeah, right? So, okay, let me know. Wow, a lot of people actually. Wow. Okay, คุณอาทีนาใช่ไหมคะคุณแอมคุณปูคุณใช่ไหมคุณปูใช่ไหมคะ PC คุณนูโมจิว้าว so beautiful คุณอนาวินคุณเชอรี่คุณอัตตาใช่ไหมคะคุณกันชิสาคุณมนชาสไดอารี่คุณฟ้า wow so many of you guys want to be I assume right you guys who doesn't want to be productive right obvious we have Lisa in our life as well hi Lisa yeah so exactly I want to be productive as well so I hope this is quite interesting now another question quite connected to the question the previous question who is struggling with working from home you know working from home and you feel like because at home while of course you don't need to spend a lot of time traveling commuting to your workplace it's great and all I mean there's pros and cons of working from home right there's a lot of cons there's a lot of cons considerably difficult to deal with kind of cons so it's the downside to working from home and we are not doing this for only a few days or only a few weeks we have been doing this for the past year right so it's been quite long journey to keep yourself motivated productive and I know a lot of you guys are languishing ใช่ไหมเราคุยกันถึงเรื่อง languishing ไปใช่ไหมคะ a lot of you guys are feeling really unmotivated tired exhausted right so who is struggling with working from home can you type WFH for me WFH so that I get to know I have been working from home for the past probably 4 years now so I know the struggle I truly understand you guys what you're going through and it's not a matter of choice whether you can go out or stay home right most of the time you of course it's you feel obliged to stay home especially during this time so I can assure you that you are not the only one struggling right now and I guess a lot of people out there as you can see from the comments a lot of people are struggling I think the number one kind of thing that I had to deal with a lot is that when I'm home I'm easily distracted right เป็นไหมI have a self-control of a 4-year-old or maybe a 4-year-old is probably better than me but I find it really hard to stay focused and get into the deep work mode at home I wanted to sit down and do the work and then I ended up responding to text I don't know answering emails snacking checking social media feed all these things instead of working yeah so it's not really about time management anymore sometimes we say oh I don't have time for this and that but it's more a matter of how do I stay focused concentrated and motivated to do the work in front of me uninterruptedly and just get the job done right so that's my biggest concern what about you guys maybe yeah I think the things that is really important to me and probably the biggest struggle is how do I sit down and do the work while something is going on super distracted right so there's what I found about a year ago last year I found out about this concept that kind of changed my whole perspective on productivity and peak performance it's called you probably know it it's called flow state or some people call flow yeah so another question for you guys is have you heard of flow กำลังเป็นอยู่ตอนนี้เลยโอ้ใช่คุณพีพี so cute เนาะกำลังเป็นอยู่ตอนนี้เลย yeah okay me have you heard of flow yes or no please let me know have you heard of flow yes or no and last time I think I briefly mentioned about it จำได้ไหมเราเคยคุยถึงเรื่อง flow กันไปเนาะตอนที่เราพูดถึงคำว่า languishing languishing is languishing I think that's a word right languishing yeah languishing you remember this one yeah so when we were talking about that to get out of this feeling of tired exhausted unmotivated especially right now that we are feeling because of the pandemic and the whole difficult situation is really one way to get out of that is to get into the flow state. So that's why a lot of people have been requesting that we talk a little bit more about flow. So yes, have you heard about it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let me know so that I can. Yes, I've heard. คุณ YN Jimin. Yes, I've heard. Yes. That's cool. Anybody, have you heard? Yes? No? Really want to know.Yeah. I heard about this. I thought that flow ถ้าแปลเป็นภาษาไทยเนอะ flow ก็คือความรู้สึกแบบว่าไหลใช่ไหมแปลเป็นตรงตัวนะถ้าเปิดตอนนี้แล้วก็คือไหลลื่นไหลอะไรประมาณนี้ใช่ไหม but there's a lot of scientific studies about your brain ability to become one and yourself become one with this task that you're doing so that you get to have and express and have this peak performance yeah so okay พอๆกันเลยนะ yes no kind of I don't know yes no I don't even know what you're talking about no never that's good so that I can talk about it today. So I found a really great articles and I have been following this gentleman for quite some time. His name is Stephen Kotler. Yeah. So he's an expert in peak performance. Okay. So now let's read it together to find out what flow is and how you can choose that or find the flow in your own working from home productivity kind of routine going on. Yeah. So how to find flow while working from home according to peak performance expert. Now, this is from the website called CNBC Make It, and we're going to talk about it together. Now, can you see well? So what does it mean? Flow, a term first coined in the 70s. So of course it's been around quite some time. ไม่ได้เป็นคอนเซ็ปต์ใหม่เนาะจริงๆแบบมีคนพูดมานานแล้วเนาะแต่ว่าอันเนี้ยเพิ่งthis article is like kind of like really fit into this context, this situation of working from home where everyone feel like exhausted, unmotivated at home. So now what this means is that Stephen Kotler okay ไม่ได้ okay flow is an optimal state of consciousness where we feel our best and perform our best flow ก็คือแบบ optimal เป็น state แบบที่ดีที่สุดที่แบบเหมือน conscious สติของเราความรู้สึก concentration ทุกอย่างเนี่ยมันรู้สึกเหมือนแบบฉันแบบ you're doing your best at that time that is the state of flow yeah so when top athletes experience flow for instance many say that they feel a sense of oneness เป็นหนึ่งเดียวกัน with whatever task they're doing and not worried about failure or other distractions yeah so what this means is that สิ่งที่อันเนี้ยมันหมายถึงก็คือว่า you become one with the task เคยเป็นไหมทุกคนเคยเป็นแบบนี้ไหม can you let me know because I've experienced that a lot and I didn't know that there's a way to get to that state เนอะแล้วก็ไม่รู้ว่ามันมีความเป็นแบบนี้เคยไหมคือยังไงกว่าจะเริ่มทำงานนี้ได้นะกว่าจะนั่งลงแล้วก็แบบนี้ได้นะแต่พอทำไปได้สักประมาณ5นาที10นาทีแล้วปุ๊บมันจะเริ่มเหมือนแบบเครื่องติดพอเครื่องติดปุ๊บแล้วมันจะแบบ you don't worry about like who's texting me now what my mom is gonna think about dinner tonight maybe I should watch that show on Netflix maybe Nano is a good character for the next series of you don't think about any distraction you don't think about anything else you don't think about is it gonna be good enough you become one with the task and that's you perform your best does it make sense yeah something like that so what it means is that you have become, so when you see athletes เคยเห็นไหมพวกคนที่เขาเล่น extreme sport, those like, I don't even know, really, really dangerous sports that they need like a really intense laser focus into the task that they do. They can't be like คือแบบหันนิดนึงหรือกระตุกนิดนึงก็คือแบบล้มเลยนะเพราะฉะนั้นมันจะต้องแบบ laser focus into that one thing and high concentration. That's what explain the flow of state in many people, performing that task. So what this means is that, is you become one, yeah? So one of the ways the brain keeps us going day to day is that we can declare victory. Oh, I made it through the work. Checked. I'm going home now, yeah? So, but with work from home, that has been lost. ใช่ไหมคือพอเวลาที่เราไม่ได้ work from home, when we're not working from home, it's kind of hard to feel like, oh, I get to work now, and then I end the work for today, right? I end the work for today. I shut down my computer, and then I drive back home, or I stop by somewhere, or I get to have a free time. Your line between your work and your living your life and rewarding yourself after work, it's kind of like it gets blurry. มันเหมือนแบบแล้วเมื่อไหร่ที่เราหยุดพักอะ because you work at home, so you always feel like you're working, or maybe you feel like, oh, I have to jump into the meeting in whatever time. So it's become blurry, right? So then you want to get into this flow state, yeah, and have a little bit of tips to how you can maybe perform better when you're supposed to be working and rest better when you're supposed to be taking a rest, right? I'm telling myself that. เหมือนคุยกับตัวเองบอกตัวเอง Anyway, to get into why do we need to have flow state? ทำไมถึงต้องได้ flow? Why should we get the flow state? Because when we get into the flow state, when you're like, I'm doing my best, I'm like, full concentration, you increase productivity by 500%. Yeah, there's a study in a 10-year McKinsey study. Top executives reported being 5 times more productive in flow. So you're definitely 5 times more productive. Yeah, and you are so 230% improvement in skills and cut learning time in half. For example, if you're gonna learn something new, and you want to really get good at it, yeah, you could improve that skills much faster, much better, much more effectively when you get into the flow state. Yeah, the learning research is more of the same. In studies run everywhere from brick and mortar schools to electronic learning environments, scientists have found that direct and significant correlations between flow state and high learning attitudes and outcomes. So, of course, when you get into the full flow state, มันอยู่ในจุดที่มันไหลมันก็เหมือนเขาเรียกอะไรเดียว The Matrix ไหมเหมือนนึกถึง The Matrix. When you get the Matrix, it's kind of like you get inject with like the program, like the fight program, the I don't know, Muay Thai, the Tai Chi kind of program, Kung Fu kind of program. So when you get in the flow state, it's kind of like you're like that. Things go into your brain much faster. You remember, you retain, you recall that much easier. So that's what you get when you're flow state instead of switching. สมมติว่าเรากำลังเรียนรู้อะไรอยู่นะแล้วเราก็แบบฟังแล้วก็กดอันนี้ไปด้วยใครตอบมาแล้วแล้วฟังกลับมาใหม่นี่คืออะไรนะของกินหน่อยดินี่ไม่ค่อยดีเลยคนนี้อากาศดีเนาะ So you have to switch your attention between a task and something else, between a task and something else. So your concentration level and your performance is kind of like, it's lower. But if you get into the flow state while learning something or getting to know something, you learn much better, you improve your skills much better as well. Okay? And last but not least is that it's exponentially increased creativity. Have you ever need the brain power and creativity to think of a new project, to create a awesome presentation, to create certain content, to write the paper, to, I don't know, drafting your essays. You need a lot of creativity to do that, right? So there's this Australian researchers tested flow's impact on creative problem-solving abilities with a very tricky brain teaser. None of their subjects could solve the problem normally. But when flow was induced artificially, some 40% solved. 40% of the participants solved the puzzle. Yeah. So when you are in this flow state, intense focus and peak performance, becoming one with the task, you become more creative as well. Yeah. So 3 things: productive, creative, improvement in skills. Yeah. Now, to get in flow, I think you probably have seen this already, but I'm going to say it again. So to get in flow, this is a flow state. This is your skill. This is the challenges of the task. Yeah. So if you want to get in the flow, you want to maybe choose a task or maybe divided the task into something that in between this. Yeah. So it shouldn't be too difficult. If it's too difficult for your skill or too big for you to start, เคยไหมแบบว่าตั้ง to do list ไว้นะสมมติว่าเขียน thesis I'm gonna write this thesis. If your to do list here is write thesis, I don't know, let's say that this is your to do list. How do you feel about this? It's probably going to take months and years to check this off, right? So you feel like this task is really big. It's really challenging. Writing a thesis, who could do that in a few hours? Nobody, right? So of course, that would be too challenging. But if you break it down into, instead of writing thesis, maybe you start by reading and research, do a literature review of what's already people are talking about it on the internet, or maybe get a call, or maybe design a survey, or maybe writing 100 words of abstract or synopsis. This would be much easier. So you can break down the task that it's not too challenging that it's create anxiety or fear. Yeah. But of course it's neither too challenging, too hard, nor too easy. It shouldn't be too easy as well. So let's say you have been doing, let's say I'm a YouTuber. Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. For example, I'm not a YouTuber, but let's say, for example, for example, that I am a YouTuber. So I've been doing YouTube, for example. Let's say that I have been doing YouTube videos, making YouTube videos for the past 5 years. Yeah. And I really, I don't know, it's become something that I do every single week. Maybe I release 2 to 3 videos every single week. So it's easy, right? I've been doing this for 5 years. I've created more than hundreds of videos. So it's just me sitting down, writing script, record the video. So to me, it's not as challenging anymore, for example. So if my skill is the challenges is around here, yeah, around here, but my skill is already here. I've been doing this for 5 years now. It's going to be too easy. And when it's too easy, you get bored. And when you get bored, you don't get into a flow. So when you get anxious, when you get scared, you don't want to do it's too hard, you don't get into the flow. If it's too easy, I've done this for 1,000 times, then it's too easy, you don't get to the flow. So it should be something in between. Yeah, neither too hard nor too easy. Does it make sense? So that's how you get into the flow. But I know that working from home, it's really hard to where do I stand in this flow, right? So Kotler, this article right here has already introduced 4 things that you can do. Yeah. Number 1 is to make, I think here are Kotler's top tips to find flow. even while working from home. What's wrong with my tongue today? Okay. Make a clear goals list. The most important thing to do to find flow is to create a clear goals list for the day, says Kotler. Write your list at the end of the day for the following day and order the list starting with the most difficult and most rewarding task to least difficult. Yeah. So by creating clear goals, you wake up with a focused idea of what you want to accomplish. The list should include everything from workouts to work projects to mindfulness breaks. Clear goals help trigger flow by lowering one's cognitive load, says Kotler, thus liberating extra energy which we can repurpose for focus. Yeah, sounds good? So that's what it's about. Yeah. So you want to make it kind of like, you want to make it kind of like a list that you can go through. Yeah, a list that you can go through, and you want to prioritize the list as well. So otherwise you feel like I have to do a lot today. Have you ever felt like I have to do a lot today? You feel like it's all messy and it's kind of like you feel overload, you feel overworked, things are overwhelming for you, right? But if you list them down, prioritize them, plan them, which one's more difficult, which one's easier, how do I break this down, blah, 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 into a list, it becomes much easier for you to control that and get into the flow, yeah? Because that's how you make sense of things, right? The number 2 is that 90 to 120 minutes of uninterrupted concentration. Okay, there you go. 90 to 120, there we go. Oops. 90 to 120 minutes of uninterrupted concentration. Flow has certain triggers, according to Kotler, and one of those is complete concentration. So to find flow, it's important to start your day with the most important and most difficult task on your list, and to spend at least an hour and a half of uninterrupted time on the task, he says. This means turning off your devices and solely focusing on what is in front of you. What the science shows, if you can, you should start your day or your work period with 90-minute blocks of concentration if you want to maximize flow, Kotler says. Okay, so I'm gonna disagree just a little bit with this. Not that I'm disagreeing, but for me, thinking that I'm gonna sit down to this for 1.5 hours at first is kind of like scary to me. Like, I don't want to sit down for 1.5 hours. I use Pomodoro Technique. Have you heard of Pomodoro Technique? Pomodoro Technique is that you set a clock like 25 minutes and 5 minutes break, and then 25 minutes, 5 minutes break. So it becomes like interval like this. So that I feel like 25 minutes is not that bad. And then I feel like even though I have to work for 25 minutes, I will still get the break after 25 minutes. It's not so bad. It's not too long, so that I start working. Yeah. But of course you can do it like 90 minutes, like 25, 5, 25, 5, 25, 5, like that. So uninterrupted mean you're not going out anywhere, you're not taking any call or something like that. You need that deep work mode. มันจะต้องมีช่วงที่แบบว่าเราไม่ได้ถูก interrupt เดี๋ยวเราต้องแบบทำอยู่แล้วเดี๋ยวต้องออกไปทำอยู่แล้วก็เดี๋ยวyou need some uninterrupted time, yeah. So to Kotler, he says that it's 90 to 120, which is like should be a sweet spot, yeah. I don't know, what about you guys? For me, it's kind of flow, but if I really have to be present at that work, I usually like 25 minutes, 25 minutes, 5, even though I usually exceed 25, but I just tell myself I'm gonna sit down and work for 25 minutes. You know what I mean? And the third one is come back to the present moment. I'm gonna read it out for you guys, so you don't have to read it. Okay. Come back to the present moment. Kotler suggests scheduling at least 5 minutes a day for a daily gratitude practice and 20 minutes for mindfulness. Yeah, each one of these things drives attention into the present moment. Be in the present, yeah, which helps create concentration and in turn flow. Yeah, so you want to be able to practice being with the present, being in the present. Sorry, being in the present. What does it mean being in the present? Am I not in the present?ทำไมอ่ะเราก็อยู่ใน present อยู่แล้วไม่ใช่หรอ but sometimes our minds wonder, right? We often think about what am I gonna do next week? What do I do for the presentation next month? What my boss is gonna think about my new project? Oh, I should have done that yesterday. I didn't call Jane on Thursday, so maybe I have to. We think about somewhere else, right? We are not right here, right now. So of course, some of the things that really help you concentrate better, focus better, and get into the flow state better is always to practice being in the present. Something that like, oh, I'm grateful that I have this, or maybe meditation helps a lot as well. Yeah. So I've been doing meditation as well, even though I'm not as good as it yet. I'm trying, okay? Number 4 is check off all completed item on your list. Number 1 is to have a goals list, right? Maybe daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals. Number 4 is extremely crucial as well, and I didn't realize that until last year, I think, is that how important it is to have a list that you get to cross it off every single day.มันช่วยมากเลยนะกับอีแค่แบบอะไรก็ไม่รู้แค่การได้ติ๊กกับมันทำให้เรารู้สึกแบบ I did it เป็นไหมอ่ะ It happened to me. So people need a sense of victory, yeah, something like yeah, especially when working from home to make them feel like they have accomplished something, yeah. Otherwise you're caught up in a loop. เนาะเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้ก็เอาใหม่แล้วก็นี้ก็ you don't feel the sense of like yeah เสร็จแล้วโอ้ทำได้แล้ว so you need to create that for yourself so that it feels like it's rewarding to you, right? Kotler says that you need to have a sense of accomplishment. So it's important to literally check off the items on your clear goals list that you complete each day. So when you write something, the goals for yourself, let's say you write workout, for example. I did put working out on my to-do list and write essay, for example. Every single day, you want to literally หมายถึงจริงๆเลยนะทำจริงๆคือไม่ใช่แค่แบบว่าติ๊กในหัวแล้ว that doesn't count. You want to have an act of ticking off your to-do list so that you feel like, yeah, I won today. So you have your big win every single day, no matter how small it is. There are some days that I didn't get much work done.But I take the workout goals list for today. I work out today. I suddenly feel like today is not such a bad day. I feel like I get something done today. And we human needs that feeling, you know, of like accomplishment every single day. And yeah, that's all I have to say. That is to say, yeah, it's important to understand that that's the end of the day. You won. You can declare victory and chill.So that every single day, let's say you get off work ทุกคนเลิกงานกี่โมงอะอยากรู้อะ I want to know you guys what time do you usually get off from work now that you're working from home what time like when do you like okay that's it I'm gonna stop working now what time do you usually get off from work อยากรู้ I get off from work at around midnight that's a bad example what time do you usually like okay I'm done I'm gonna spend my family time being with my partner or my family my children having dinner enjoying Netflix show what time do you get off from work let me know I usually get off from work it's not something to brag at all I usually get off from work at around midnight I'm trying to get off a little bit earlier, but no, things will get better. I usually get off from work at around 6. Yeah, even when you're working from home, I truly have like a huge respect for those who can, how to say, do a clear line, draw a line between like, oh, this is where I get off, and then I'm gonna spend my time, with the work-life balance, like a clear distinction. I'm trying to do that. It's all blended for me. That's cool. 6 p.m. 5:30 6 p.m. Okay. อ๋อคุณป๊อกกี้บอกว่าทำทุกวันไม่เคยมีวันหยุด Me too. High five. 5 okay, that's good. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. In the schedule usually 5 p.m. But it's kind of like we say like our job is kind of like 9 to 5. But most of the time it's not really 9 to 5, right? Okay, 5. Okay. Am I the only one working until midnight? I kind of feel lonely. Okay. Now, discussion, guys. Let's talk. I want to know from you now. So once again, let me recap a little bit. To get in the flow, the task that you're going to do or the task in your goal list should neither be too difficult, too challenging, nor too easy for you to get in the flow. So if it's too difficult, you want to break it down into something that's manageably challenging. Manageably challenging. I don't know if that's a word, but คือยากนะแต่ยังจัดการได้ไม่ได้แบบno, yeah. It's still challenging, but it's not impossible to do, right? So, but if it's too easy, you want to increase a little bit of challenge. You want to challenge yourself to make a better craft, to add on something in to make it a little bit extra, so that you can do, yeah. So that you get into the flow state. And of course, every single day, every single week and month, you want to have a clear goals list for you to stick around and not feel like you're overwhelmed yourself every single day. You want to have some uninterrupted time for your full concentration, and you want to always practice being in the present. And at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of after every project, you want to check off the completed tasks so you have the sense of accomplishment and victory. Now, you guys, I want to know, how do you stay productive? Or I totally understand saying all this with productivity hacks and stuff. It's not necessary for everyone under every circumstances to be productive all the time. And I keep telling this to myself and you guys as well, that it's impossible to be fired up all the time. I don't know, some people might be able to do that. I certainly cannot do that. And I learned to not blame myself when I'm not too productive. There's going to be some days where I'm super productive, super like I'm like 100%, 200, 300% kind of human. But there's going to be some day that I'm just acting like a waste man, and that's okay. I should love myself for that. So maybe not just productive, but healthy. Maybe just stay healthy for today. I eat good food, I work out, I went out for a walk, I practice meditation, all these things. So what about you guys? Let's share. How do you stay productive or productive, maybe not so productive, but healthy while working from home, so that we can help each other go through working from home period a little bit easier? Let me share I think the flow state is probably my biggest productivity hack. I think me getting in the flow state is extremely crucial. I think some of you guys have asked me about what's that called? Time management skills, and I suck at that. I don't really know if I have a time management skills. My work-life balance is a mess. So I think for me, actually, what I try to maximize rather than trying to manage my time like in a block or in a super like this is life, this is work. I'm trying to make a work-life flow where things just blended together and I'm happy. I enjoy every single moment so that when I'm supposed to be working, I can fully concentrate and focus on work. And when I'm supposed to be resting, not supposed to be, when I want to rest, I can be immersed in that rest and find joy in that rest. You know what I mean? So that I used to feel like when I rest, I don't feel like I get enough rest. When I rest, I feel guilty of not doing the work. And while doing the work, I feel like I don't have the motivation to go home and I'm too tired. I want to rest. So I'm never truly 100% in anything, you know. So that's my biggest struggle. And these days, I'm trying to tell myself that it's okay to not be productive all the time. You need to rest too. And rest is a big part of productivity. This part is crucial for this part. So that's been going great for me. What about you guys? เป็นยังไงคะ I like be in debt. Yes. Oh, I don't think there's anything more motivating than this. I think there used to be a question, what's your biggest motivation for me? I was like, my debt. And also the number in my bank account is probably my biggest motivation. Yes. Great answer. Okay. โอ้ยชอบอ่ะนี่คุณพัชชานะคะบอกว่า working out by walking in my village ในหมู่บ้านเนาะ You know guys, I'm really hyped to talk about this. I've been doing this for about a month or so, 2 months. I've been trying to work out and I was like, I didn't expect too much of a positive outcome. I just want to try something for myself. And I've been workout, and by working out, I mean consistently every single day without a miss. Of course, there are rest day, but active rest day that I intentionally want to rest. And I've been doing this for about a few months now. It was incredible. I've never felt so good in my life. I've never felt so great, so productive, so fired up, so motivated. Not motivated, but healthy. Yeah, I've never felt healthier, motivated. I've never felt so good about myself and working out as much as I do now as I start working out. So yeah. ทำไมคุยเยอะจังเลยอ่ะพี่มาวินบอกว่า I set my goal clearly, then I make a to-do list. I'm a to-do list freak as well. After I finish them, I can enjoy life. My sweet spot is where I get stuff done, then I don't need to feel guilty. Have you ever experienced something? Have you ever experienced something like I already have certain to-do list? Usually, let's say, I usually put on my plate more than I think I can finish it. That's kind of like my bad habit. So this is my to-do list for today. I'm just gonna show you. So I have a little, of course, I exceeded already. So I have a few tasks. Every single day I have about 6 to 7 tasks. I'm trying not to put too much so that otherwise I wake up every single day looking at my to-do list and feel overwhelmed. But then when I finish things earlier, let's say I have 5 tasks to do today. When I finish it earlier, I feel the need to put more in, to squeeze more in so that I can use my time more. So I don't use the rest time the rest of the day to rest much. But I was trying, intentionally to put more in, squeeze more in. Does that happen to you? I don't know, you guys. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. คือเสร็จแล้วนะ5 อย่างที่ตั้งใจจะทำเนี้ยสมมุติว่ามันเหลือเวลาเสร็จเร็วกว่าที่คาดหวังไว้อะไรเงี้ยก็จะแบบพรุ่งนี้มีทำอะไรมาทำวันนี้อะไรเงี้ย well that's bad habit. That's not good. I don't think it's good. Or maybe it is, but I don't know. And Sarah said, great answer as always. Connect with people. Sometimes we need people to rely on. Definitely. I think I probably wouldn't be able to keep my sanity if I'm not living with my mom. Seriously, I would go insane, I think, and especially this time during the work from home thingy. And it's not like it's a choice of not going out. It's more of like you have to stay at home, right? You have no choice but staying at home. So I think connecting, whether, of course, if you can't do in person, maybe virtually, and to connect a little bit, to have like a support system. To me, having my mom and we cook and we eat when we have like a time together every single day, not me fully immersing in my work and get all freaked out every 3 hours. It's just a wonderful thing. Yeah. Mm, คุณปอนะคะบอกว่า wake up in the morning. I fail miserably. The miss I can't. Yeah, I failed terribly. Horribly. What is wrong with my tongue today? Kana needs to start from the basic again. Okay, wake up in the morning. Okay, that's great. Work out before start. Okay. Oh, right. They said that working out in the morning is better. Is it true? If it's true, then I will try to work out in the morning. Dress up and do the makeup every day. Oh, yes. They said that even though you work from home, you should get dressed, put a makeup on, as if you are going outside, so that your brain, and also zoning as well, your brain remembers that this is when you need to start working. But if you're in pajamas and you still have like a, I don't know, you still have like a sleepy eyes and you didn't wash your face, you just go straight to work, your brain's kind of like confused, like when am I getting to work? Like so you want to do like to prep yourself as if you're going to work, to a workplace. Yeah. So yeah, totally. Okay. พี่นุ่นบอกว่า I know if you got 48 hours in a day, you know me better than anyone else in the world. Yes. If I know if you got 48 hours in a day, you would work for 40, maybe 46, and 2 hours for sleeping. Somebody said, Mr. Bunny said all day for work from home. Oh, yes. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's kind of, it's a sort of a period where we learn about ourselves a little bit more, because we can't go out and do this and this and that. So it's great to come back to yourself and see like, how can I maybe more present in my personal life and my career opportunities as well. So maybe we can not only being productive, but also, be healthy, I guess. And like I said all the time, of course, we talk a lot about productivity here because I'm into it. That's why you guys kind of like forced to listen to me. But let me say again that I know a lot of you guys are struggling right now. And sometimes you don't need to be like a superhuman kind of productive person. Sometimes just, waking up today, feeling alive, have food on a table, feeling healthy, doing something that sparks joy every single day, enjoying your moment here and there. I think that should already be something to be grateful for, right? I think I ended quite well. Yeah, so that should be very much it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if you guys want to learn with us นะคะสำหรับใครที่อยากมาเรียนด้วยกัน once again we have a number of and you guys, for those that just enroll in 21 days, see you soon. We just have a meeting with my team today, and I think it's going to be awesome. But for those of you guys who are here and want to learn with us we have a number of choices that you can take นะคะเรามีคอร์สหลายคอร์สนะคะสำหรับใครที่ต้องการมาเรียนด้วยกันเนาะเราก็มีตั้งแต่การปูพื้นฐานภาษาอังกฤษนะคะพูดฝรั่งได้ดังเสกสีฟ้าน้องสีฟ้าคนนี้ที่กำลังไล่มนอยู่เนี่ยนะคะพูดฝรั่งได้ดังเสกจะเป็นการปูพื้นฐานทั้งหมดนะคะเกี่ยวกับการพูดและฟังอังกฤษนะคะว่าเราจะเริ่มยังไงเราต้องปรับความมั่นใจของเราให้ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษได้ยังไงได้ดีขึ้นเนาะมีคือปูพื้นฐานเลยอะตั้งแต่เริ่มเลยจริงๆอะมีตั้งแต่คนที่แบบว่าไม่มั่นใจในภาษาอังกฤษเลยจนบางคนอะคือใช้ภาษาอังกฤษ on a daily basis แล้วนะแต่ว่าอยากกลับมาแบบปูพื้นฐานให้มั่นใจอีกทีนึงก็ได้เหมือนกันแต่จริงๆจะค่อนข้างเหมาะกับ beginner เนาะconversation สนทนาลื่นไหลมั่นใจ100%ก็จะเป็นเรื่องเกี่ยวกับการสนทนาโต้ตอบนะคะให้ลื่นไหลเป็นธรรมชาติมากยิ่งขึ้นทำยังไงให้เราพูดแล้วเหมือนคนที่เขาใช้จริงๆมันไม่ได้ดูเหมือนแบบฉันท่องมาจากหนังสืออะไรอย่างเงี้ยนะคะให้มันดูลื่นไหลให้ฉันโต้ตอบได้อย่างเป็นธรรมชาติมากยิ่งขึ้นเนาะต้องพูดอะไรบ้างต้องรู้เรื่องอะไรบ้าง fixed expression คืออะไร idiom ที่เขาใช้กันมีอะไรบ้างนะคะ pronunciation พูดเหมือนเด็กออกเสียงเป๊ะเวอร์เนาะก็จะเน้นในเรื่องของการออกเสียงให้เหมือนเดิมคือน้าใช้เทคนิคของน้านะสำหรับของน้าเนี่ยที่ไม่ได้ไปประเทศที่เป็นแบบไม่ได้โตต่างประเทศที่เป็นในลักษณะของแบบโอ้ว้าวฉันโตที่ประเทศแบบ I don't know native English speaker kind of country native English speaking country แล้วนะฝึกมายังไงให้ได้ภาษาการออกเสียงแบบที่น้าต้องการเนอะซึ่งแต่ละคนมีการออกเสียงบางคนอยากได้สำเนียงแบบนี้บางคนอยากพูดได้แบบนี้บางคนอยากพูดได้ลื่นไหลบางคนอยากพูดได้ชัดแต่ไม่ได้ต้องมีสำเนียงก็ได้อะไรเงี้ยทำยังไงให้เราได้เสียงแบบนั้นที่เราต้องการนะคะมีทิปอะไรบ้างมีเรื่องอะไรบ้างที่เราจะต้องรู้นะใส่ไว้ใน pronunciation เนอะแล้วก็ think in English ที่เป็นภาษาอังกฤษพูดได้คล่องไม่ต้องท่องจำนะคะสามารถเรียนได้ทั้งบนเว็บไซต์หรือจะเป็นบนเว็บไซต์ Skillane ก็ได้เหมือนกันนะคะ Think in English เนี่ยจะเป็นเรื่องของวิธีการฝึกปรับใหม่เลยทำยังไงให้เราฝึกแบบจำได้ใช้เป็นแล้วก็พูดได้คล่องใช้ได้คล่องมากยิ่งขึ้นเราจะต้องปรับอะไรในวิธีการฝึกของเราบ้างนะคะทั้งหมดจะอยู่ในนี้เนาะนะคะแล้วก็สำหรับใครที่ปูพื้นฐานเราโอเคแล้ว I believe that most of you guys here are using you know how to use English already you kind of like you can speak you can understand so we also have the course for English for professional use if you want to use English for email writing business meeting negotiation work presentation job interviews yeah all these like career related ไม่ได้นั่นเนี่ยอันเนี่ยโอเค English for Career Development ค่ะเรียนอังกฤษติดเทอร์โบพูดอย่างโปรเติบโตในงาน so that is a course mainly for professional use of business English เนอะก็จะต้องเหมาะกับคนที่พอมีพื้นฐานภาษาอังกฤษสามารถสื่อสารทั่วไปได้ในชีวิตประจำวันเอาตัวรอดอะไรอย่างเงี้ยได้แล้วแต่ว่าอยากใช้ภาษาอังกฤษให้มันโปรมากยิ่งขึ้นเป็นมืออาชีพสำหรับการทำงานมากยิ่งขึ้นนะคะแล้วก็ speak brilliantly จะเป็นเน้นลงลึกเฉพาะเลยคือนะเอาประสบการณ์หลายเป็น10 ปีของนะในเรื่องของ public speaking แล้วก็presentation เป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะคะไว้ใน speak brilliantly นะคะพี่เรามีพี่มาวินอยู่ในนี้ด้วยนะคะนี่ your public speaking course is great ค่ะนะ thank you อยู่ก็มี satisfy student นะพี่มาวินถึงขนาดซื้อทีวีใช่ไหมใช่ปะซื้อทีวีใหม่เพื่อเรียนคอร์สเราเลยนะไม่ใช่เขาซื้ออยู่แล้ว yeah but yeah I think that if you get to use ถ้าได้ใช้นะแต่ถ้าเกิดสมมุติว่าไม่ได้ต้องใช้ presentation ไม่ได้ต้องพูดแบบเป็นภาษาอังกฤษต่อหน้าคนเยอะๆหรือไม่ได้แพลนว่าจะต้องพูดก็ไม่เหมาะเพราะว่าอันเนี้ยมันจะเหมาะกับเอาไปใช้เลยทันทีเพราะว่าสเต็ปที่มันให้มันจะเหมาะกับคนที่แบบว่าฉันคิดว่าฉันต้องใช้ public speaking เป็นภาษาอังกฤษไม่ว่าจะออนไลน์หรือออฟไลน์เพราะว่าเรามียูนิตนึงเลยสำหรับออนไลน์ presentation เนอะแล้วก็จะค่อนข้างมี exercise ให้ทำเยอะมี rubric for assessment นะคะมีเอกสารมีวิดีโอตัวอย่างค่อนข้างเยอะมันจะเน้นความ practical ของการเอาไปใช้มากกว่าอันนี้เขาเรียกว่า concept อันนี้ก็เน้นเอาแบบยังไงก็ได้ให้แบบฉันพูดภาษาอังกฤษ present เป็นภาษาอังกฤษได้ ดูโปรอะมากที่สุดเนาะดูเป็นมืออาชีพนะคะแล้วก็ Teach English is Cool สำหรับใครที่สนใจในเรื่องของการเป็นติวเตอร์นะคะหรือว่าในเรื่องของการสอนออนไลน์เป็นสอนภาษาอังกฤษออนไลน์นะคะในช่วงนี้ที่บางคนก็ฉันเคยทำอันนี้แล้วถ้าฉันที่อยากจะมาเปลี่ยนมาทำอะไรที่สามารถทำที่บ้านได้เนาะแล้วก็ได้ใช้ทักษะภาษาอังกฤษของตัวเองให้คุ้มมากยิ่งขึ้นเพื่อไปสอนนะคะก็จะมี Teach English is Cool นะคะก็ช่วงนี้พอดีเลย Teach English is Cool นะคะ Our cool teachers are joining a 21-day program as well นะคะเราก็จะมีโปรเจกต์แบบเนี้ยมานำเสนอแล้วก็ให้ทุกคนจากคอร์สนี้ทำกิจกรรมร่วมจากคอร์สนี้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยเพราะว่าเราก็ operate ด้วยทีมของเราเองนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นก็ exciting project coming up โอเคนะคะประมาณนี้ค่ะ I think that should be it for today any question for today oh by the way ใครที่อยากอ่านเพิ่มเติมเกี่ยวกับเรื่อง flow นะมี2 article แล้วก็1วิดีโออยากให้ดูวิดีโอนี้มากเลยมันมีวิดีโออันนึงชื่อ The Secret to Superhuman Performance I love it absolutely I love it the YouTuber names is Matt Diavella absolutely love his work so if you want you can check it out the link below on Facebook นะคะมีคนเพิ่งคอมเมนต์มาเพิ่มนะขออ่านหน่อยนะคุณแนนใช่ไหมคะ I just make a habit to get a good sleep and go hiking oh wow where is just a stone's throw away it helps me stay productive that's amazing you sound really cool I want to be cool like you okay I study with you for 2 months. You have been studying with me? Amazing. Great. On Facebook? Okay. Oh, by the way, guys, another great thing about โปรโมทเองก็ได้นะในเว็บไซต์อ่ะทุกคนสมัครหรือไม่สมัครก็ได้นะมันจะมีเรียนฟรีอ่ะ ถ้าทุกคนไปที่ฝรั่งอังมอ .com อะค่ะ3คอร์สเนี้ยThink in English, English for Career แล้วก็ Speak Fluently อันนี้เป็น3คอร์สที่จะมีอยู่บนเว็บไซต์นะแต่ว่าพูดฝรั่งในเศษ Conversation Pronunciation Teach English เนี่ยจะเป็นการเรียนในบน Facebook อยู่แล้วเดี๋ยวเราจะ migrate เราจะอัปเดตเนื้อหาแล้วก็ไปลงเว็บไซต์ที่หลังแต่ตอนเนี้ย3คอร์สเนี้ยทุกคนสามารถไปลองกดเรียนฟรีได้มัน English for Career เนี่ยมีให้เรียนฟรี5บทเรียนเกือบ2ชั่วโมงได้น่าจะ3 ชั่วโมงเกือบ3ชั่วโมงอะเนื้อหาที่เรียนฟรีนะมีเรื่อง job interview เรื่อง email writing ไปลองกดเรียนฟรีๆก่อนก็ได้นะไม่เสียตังค์นะแล้วก็ speak fluently นะคะก็มีน่าจะเรียนฟรี4บทเรียนมั้ง think in English ก็มีเรียนฟรี1บทเรียนเหมือนกันสำหรับใครที่สนใจก็เข้าไปดูในฝรั่งอังมอ .com ได้นะคะเดี๋ยวแปะลิงก์ไว้ให้นะประมาณนี้เนาะคุณทัชชัยใช่ไหมคะ open YouTube and listening for study with me, right? It's a comfy song as cafe or hotel lobby, while this video is break time for us as well. That makes me okay. So you don't feel like super too like concentrated on this, but you feel like somebody else is studying, doing the work with you. Yeah, should have a rest time for okay, and get a good rest, right? Yeah, for sure.I've never tried and there's this trend that I found on TikTok about 1 or 2 months ago that there's this like a Zoom session for students or maybe not just for students but you can go there and you will go into a Zoom room with like hundreds of people studying so you enter that Zoom to study silently with other people and you can see people studying with you so suddenly you feel like you should be studying too so yeah that's cool pretty cool yeah awesome tips from you guys I feel like you guys are introducing much better tips than I do now okay anyway I hope you like this episode and I think it could be nice for us to maybe talk a little bit about like maybe how do you stay sane stay healthy and maybe someday productive, someday a little less productive, but still healthy, right? So if you like this episode of English Chit Chat, please leave a like, share this with your friend, so that we all can practice listening and interacting in English here together. And hopefully both of us can get over our fear of making mistakes in English and just trying to use it more confidently. If you would like to follow us on our social media channels, we have, of course, our website. Everything is on our website now. And YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Line, TikTok, Clubhouse. I think that should be very much it. So yeah, feel free to connect us every single place available so that you keep updated to the new content we create. Yeah, and that should be it for today. I think thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you stay healthy and safe and I don't know, happy. Safe, healthy, and happy with everything. I know that things are tough now and there's a lot of things to consider. There's a lot of things that you need to go through. So I'm with you and I'm behind you all the way. And please don't forget to celebrate every little big, small win you have every single day and spark joy in your heart. I don't know how to end this. Anyway, that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. See you soon. Bye.